most powerful things that we could see happening, increasingly throughout the campaign is that rank and file Democrats, what I mean is ordinary people who consider themselves Democrat but are not powerful people within the Democratic Party establishment, many of them joined our campaign because it was stunning to them that they had spent decades investing their emotional energy, activism, and faith in a party that had never delivered on the social justice values that they hold dear. And they were drawn to our campaign strongly because they saw that this is the kind of campaign we need. Our campaign energized young people tremendously, people who had sworn off electoral politics, and I don't blame them for doing that. That's a rational response if you don't have anyone worth voting for, and if you have politics that only has big business parties. That is no way to conduct politics if you're fighting for the working class. But the response to that is not to stay disengaged, but get our own voices out into the streets and into City Hall. And by November, when the election was over, we had won more than 90,000 people, the votes of more than 90,000 people in Seattle. This was a phenomenal victory. People everywhere around the world said, you're calling yourself an open socialist and you won an election in a major metropolitan area in the belly of the capitalist beast? This can happen. But it's happened because we are in a moment when people are wanting urgently to move into struggle, and because those conditions exist everywhere. Don't let anybody tell you that there's something unique about Seattle and that's why this happened. Of course, there's lots of unique things about every city, but that has nothing to do with this. What it has to do is with the fact that you need conscious leadership that organizes working people around concrete political demands like $15 an hour, like rent control. In Seattle, and in addition to rent control, we are also fighting to make big developers pay the maximum fees to generate funds for affordable housing. But that brings me to one of my last points, that how are we going to make big developers pay? How are we going to win rent control? We are not going to win any of these demands if City Hall in Seattle or in Portland continues to be dominated by the very same politicians who take money from the big developers. I can guarantee you, no politician who takes money from big developers is going to help you win fees against developers. Despite the best intentions, let's give them the benefit of the doubt. It is still not going to happen. And as a matter of fact, it is absolutely essential not only that we win this re-election campaign, but that we send the message throughout this nation that what we need in this moment is a resurgence of independent left politics. And I also want to be clear, it is not just about a third party. I come from India, where there's a multitude of parties, but not a single one of them serves the interests of the working class. We don't want a Tea Party. We don't want a party that is different in name only, but is still controlled by the Koch brothers. We want a party that is controlled by the working class and serves the interests only of the working class. Many of you have been active in the movement against Shell's attempt to drill in the Arctic. But the question we should be asking ourselves is, why did Shell executives win the permit in the first place? It's because the Obama administration failed us. And that is exactly what is going to happen year after year, decade after decade, as long as politics is dominated by the Republican and the Democratic parties. That is the unfortunate truth. As long as we fail to build a real left alternative, the only people who will benefit are the multi-billionaires, the hedge fund owners, the super wealthy, and the working class will face increasingly difficult conditions, and there will be no real way forward to win on racial justice, environmental justice, and justice for women, immigrant community. There are vast swaths of marginalized communities in our nation need that we really understand the need to build left alternatives. And all the demands that are flowing from the Black Lives Matter movement, the end to police brutality, the end to the systematic racial biases in our public schools, the end to discrimination in the workplaces, the need for single-payer healthcare so that we have our basic needs satisfied. None of this will be possible unless we organize ourselves. And organizing ourselves means fighting around concrete political demands, going door to door, campaigning to win people over, not just in the abstract, but to convince them that their presence is required in order to build the movement. You cannot build a movement when people say, I'm with you, but I can't show up. We working people have to make sacrifices. And that is the burden that is put on us. But that's our duty. Our duty towards each other and our duty towards future generations. Because as the dire facts of climate change show, we are running out of time. And this is an urgent necessity. And none of this will be done, as I said, by the Democratic Party establishment. Even with Bernie Sanders' message resonating far and wide, at this moment, if you're reading carefully, you will see that the Democratic Party establishment is scrambling for ways to undermine his campaign. We cannot afford to have faith in the very same people who have deeply betrayed us so much. And the same goes for Jeremy Corbyn. At this moment, the right wing of the Labour Party, which is basically all but a few good people, are conspiring to figure out how they can completely undermine and imprison him within walls of just absolute inability to carry through any of the reforms that he's talking about. So for any of these changes to really come to fruition, we will need independent working class movements everywhere, both in Britain and in the United States and in every other country. And through these movements, we will need to organize ourselves into independent political parties for the working class, which will organize for the working class, and we have to work with the labor movement. Workers who are not unionized need to be part of it. Retirees who are fighting for Social Security and Medicare need to be part of it. But for all of this to happen, the most urgent task, my sisters and brothers, is for us to win our re-election in Seattle. And we need your help. You better believe it. With all the things that you think are awesome about what we've done, those are the very reasons this establishment hates us. And they are absolutely determined to take our voice out of City Hall. And they will use every dirty trick in the book between now and November 3rd. And I wanted to leave you with this image. Imagine we're on November 3rd, which is election night, and imagine the results have been announced. There's two possible scenarios. One scenario is that we have won and that has sent a reverberating message to working people, not just in Seattle, but everywhere, that you can succeed in building left alternatives. The other scenario is that we have lost, and the political and business establishment are in jubilation because then they get to write the narrative for the history books. That was just a flash in the pan. All you rabble-rousers can now go home, leave the politics to the grown-ups, meaning the corporate establishment. I want you to think of that alternate scenario. And if it does not send a chill down your spine, then I have failed in my task. Because we cannot come to November 3rd, the night of November 3rd, and have that scenario unfold. Because we will bounce back, of course, but we have such a unique moment that we can succeed. We have the mandate of the majority of the people in our district that will be voting for us. But we will not be able to fight against the machinery of lies of the corporate establishment unless we have you with us. And that means you traveling to Seattle for door knocking, you helping us with phone banking, and paramount tonight is you donating as much as you can and actually more than you think you can, because without that kind of sacrifice, we will not win and we will not be able to prevail in order to build for future successes. Thank you.